7 hairstyles Black women over 50 need to retire in 2026. Number 5 is quietly making your hair look thinner than it actually is. I am going to say something that might sting a little, but I am saying it because I have watched it happen too many times to stay quiet. The wrong style does not just look dated, it actively works against you. It steals density at the crown, it flattens your edges, and it draws the eye to exactly the areas you would rather soften. And here's the part nobody warns you about. Some of the styles I'm about to name are trending right now. They are all over social media, they are being requested by name in salons and wig shops everywhere, and on hair over 50, they are a disaster. If you have ever left a salon chair or taken off a wig cap feeling like your hair looked thinner, flatter, or older than when you walked in, you did not imagine it. You just picked the wrong style. Welcome to timeless Black fashion. This is where we separate the trends from the traps, so you walk into every appointment, every wig install, every wash day, knowing exactly what to ask for and what to run from. Hit subscribe if you are ready to stop guessing, because by the end of this video, you will know exactly which styles are stealing your fullness and which ones are giving it back to you. That heavy one-length bob you think is keeping your hair full, it is working against you, and it is the first style you need to walk away from. Style 1, the blunt one-length bob with no internal texture. This is the cut women over 50 ask for constantly, whether it's on relaxed hair, a silk press, or a bob wig, convinced that a solid, unbroken line will make the hair look thicker. The logic seems sound. Keep all the weight at the bottom and the perimeter will look full and dense. But here's what actually happens. Without any internal layering at the crown, the weight of that solid length pulls the roots flat against the scalp. The hair sits like a heavy curtain, and the eye goes straight to the jaw, which is exactly where most women over 50 want the least attention. Because there is no graduation, no lift, and no texture anywhere in the style, the crown collapses completely. The scalp shows through at the part, and the overall effect is flat, heavy, and aging, even on a brand new install. I have seen women wear this exact cut for years, frustrated that their hair looks thinner than ever, not realizing the cut itself is the problem. A bob can be stunning on mature hair, relaxed, natural, or a unit, but it needs internal layering. It needs a soft, feathered crown. It needs lift at the root. I once had a client who had worn this same flat bob for nearly a decade, convinced her hair had simply thinned with age. We added soft internal layers through the crown, kept the perimeter intact, and she gasped at the mirror. Her hair had not thinned. It had been hiding under the weight of a cut that gave it no shape and no lift. That's what the right internal texture does for hair over 50. It wakes everything up. Tell me in the comments if you are currently wearing this exact bob, because I promise you, you are not alone. Style 2, the Bixie with micro bangs. The Bixie is the 2026 hybrid between a bob and a pixie, and on paper, it should work beautifully on mature hair. Shorter at the back, slightly longer at the front, soft and textured. The problem is the micro bangs. These sit an inch or more above the brows, leaving the entire forehead completely exposed. On mature skin, the forehead carries lines, uneven texture, and often some thinning near the hairline and edges. Micro bangs do not frame the face. They frame the forehead itself, spotlighting the very area most women over 50 would rather soften. The shortness of the Bixie also means very little weight in the style, and without strategic layering at the crown, the roots collapse and the scalp shows through, wig or natural hair alike. This is a look that demands density, youth, and a very specific bone structure to pull off. For everyone else, it reads as severe and unfinished. The microbang trend will fade. Your forehead will still be there. Do not give it a front row seat. A soft side-swept fringe that grazes the brows will always be more flattering than a blunt strip of hair sitting halfway up your forehead. Always. I remember a client who cut her own microbangs at home after watching a video, late 60s, beautiful silver-streaked hair, and she sat in my chair the next morning in tears asking if I could fix it. I could not fix it. I could only wait for it to grow out. That is the problem with microbangs. They do not blend. They do not soften. They just sit there while the rest of your face waits for them to leave. Style 3, the jellyfish cut. This one is exactly what it sounds like. A short, rounded, bowl-like top section sitting over ultra-long, disconnected bottom layers that hang like tendrils. It is editorial, it is avant-garde, and it is completely unforgiving on hair that has lost any amount of density. That top section, meant to look like a chic little cap, needs thick, full hair to hold its shape. On fine or thinning hair, or on a unit that is not customized correctly, that top collapses inward and loses its structure entirely. The long bottom layers, already sparse because of the disconnect, hang limp and stringy, and the overall effect is not artistic, it's just sad. The gap between the short top and the long bottom reads to the eye as missing hair. This is a style that needs runway lighting and a team of stylists to look intentional. In real life, on real hair over 50, it looks like a mistake someone is trying to grow out. I saw a woman at the grocery store wearing a version of this cut, and I could tell immediately she had asked for something trendy and been given something she did not understand. She kept tucking the long pieces behind her ears like she was trying to hide them. You should never have to hide pieces of your own hairstyle. If a stylist ever suggests this cut to you, drop a comment and tell me you almost fell for it. Style 4, the uniform coil wash and go, or the uniform curl wig install. This trend is everywhere in 2026. Every single coil pressed into the exact same size and shape from root to tip. On young, dense hair or a fresh factory set unit, these curls pack together into a full cloud of texture. On mature hair, reduced density means each coil sits separately and the scalp shines through the gaps between them. The uniformity itself is the problem. When every curl is identical, the eye notices the spaces between them immediately. The crown, which should be the softest, most voluminous part of the style, ends up looking sparse and almost geometric. Repeated tight setting, whether from rods, perm rods, or a uniform curl pattern wig, also puts real stress on fragile, aging strands and edges. A soft, varied curl pattern is your friend. A uniform curl is not. If you want texture, ask for a mixed rod size or a looser, more natural curl blend. It will look fuller, softer, and infinitely more like real hair. I had a client in her 70s who came to me with a tightly uniform set from another salon, and the top of her head looked like a field of tiny separate springs, more scalp visible than hair. We took it down to a soft, layered shape with varied curl sizes, and she ran her fingers through it and said she finally felt like herself again. Style 5, the razored bob with sliced ends. If there is one style in 2026 that actively makes fine or fragile hair look thinner, it is this one. Here's what happens. The stylist takes a razor and slices into the ends, creating deliberate separation between pieces. On thick hair, the result is a wispy, feathered perimeter that looks edgy and full. On hair that has lost density, whether relaxed, natural, or pressed, every razor slice removes weight from the ends, and the perimeter starts to disappear. The slices create visible gaps that the eye reads as missing hair. Instead of a solid line that gives the illusion of fullness, you get a broken, see-through edge that tapers into nothing. From the back, the hair looks like it is breaking off. From the front, the face-framing pieces are so wispy, they provide no softness at all. If your stylist reaches for a razor on your ends, stop them. Ask for shears. Ask for a solid perimeter. Your density depends on it. I have seen women nearly in tears after another stylist razored their ends into oblivion because it takes months to grow back weight that was sliced away in minutes. A razor does not just cut, it shreds the ends at an angle, leaving them thinner and more fragile than before. Style 6, the sliced lob with visible gaps. The lob itself, a long bob sitting at the collarbone, is one of the most flattering lengths a woman over 50 can wear on any texture. But the 2026 trend of slicing into it with texturizing shears to create deliberate gaps between sections is a disaster on thinning hair. Those gaps are meant to look like modern, edgy separation. On fine or fragile hair, they look like bald spots. Light hits the scalp through the gaps, and the overall effect is hair that appears patchy and sparse. The volume at the crown collapses because the internal structure has been carved out. The lob is a beautiful choice. The slicing is what ruins it. If you want texture, ask for light point cutting with shears, never a razor or thinning shears carved deep into fine hair. I had a client who wore a wide headband for 3 months to hide the gaps from a bad slicing appointment, embarrassed to take it off even at home. We cut her back to a soft, layered shape with varied curl sizes, and she threw the headband in the trash before she left the salon. Which one of these have you tried and regretted? Comment the number below. Style 7, the teased crown with smooth laid edges. This retro revival has been showing up on red carpets and in editorial spreads all through 2026. A tall, teased, sprayed crown rising several inches above the head, paired with smooth, flat edges laid back tightly. On mature hair, this is a triple threat. The teasing at the crown causes real mechanical damage to fragile, aging strands. Each back comb stroke lifts the cuticle and weakens the hair, and over time, that crown volume you are chasing with a comb and hairspray is the very thing causing breakage and further thinning. The tight, slicked edges require heavy product and tension to hold their shape, pulling on a hairline that is already more delicate with age. This is a style that damages your hair while you wear it and leaves it thinner when you take it down. There is no version of this that truly serves a woman over 50. Volume should come from a great cut and healthy strands, not from a teasing comb quietly destroying your density and edges. If you want height, ask your stylist for graduated layers that lift naturally at the root. That kind of volume does not wash out at the end of the day, and it does not leave your hair thinner than when you started. There you have it, 7 styles that are everywhere in 2026 and have no business being on your head. The trends will keep cycling faster now than ever, and social media will keep serving up looks that are stunning on a 25-year-old and absolutely punishing on everyone else. Your job is not to keep up. Your job is to know your own hair, your own density, your own texture, and to walk into that salon or wig install with the confidence to say no. A great style does not just follow a trend, it understands the assignment. It lifts where you need lift, it softens where you want softness, it builds fullness where the mirror has been showing you less. That kind of style is out there, and it has nothing to do with what's trending and everything to do with what is true about you. If one of these hit a little close to home, tell me which one in the comments below. And if you want to keep getting the honest guidance that saves you from bad appointments, wasted money, and months of growing out a mistake, subscribe to Timeless Black Fashion. We are just getting